In this lesson, we're going to learn a problem-solving strategy called Make a Table. We're going to see how making a table can help us solve problems. Let's look at our question. Mrs. Bishop asked the students in her art classes to vote for their favorite paint colors. The list at the right shows how they voted. Use the list to find how many students voted in all. Well, our list is actually down here underneath, so let's look at our votes. 6 students voted for green. Twice as many students who voted for green voted for yellow. Twice as many students who voted for yellow voted for red. And twice as many students who voted for red voted for blue. So let's look over here and figure out how to solve this problem. Well, we've already read the problem, so we need to find out, what do I need to find? How many students in Mrs. Bishop's art class voted for their, and we're looking for their favorite color. So that's what we're looking for. Their favorite paint color. What information do I need to use? The information in the list that tells us how the students voted. How will I use the information? I will put the information in a table. Then I will add to find the total number of students. Once I know how many students voted for each color, I can add up all of their favorite paint colors to find out the total number of students who voted in all. So let's look and let's use our chart. We know that 6 students voted for green. So we have 6 in the green. So we're going to record 6 for green. So let's check that one off. Let's look at our next clue. Twice as many students who voted for green voted for yellow. Well, if 6 voted for green, then I should be able to do 6 plus 6 to find out how many voted for yellow. And 6 plus 6 is 12. So 12 students voted for yellow. I've checked that one off, and let's write that in our chart. Okay, let's look at our next clue. Twice as many students who voted for yellow voted for red. Well, since 12 voted for yellow and twice as many voted for red, 12 plus 12 will tell me how many voted for red. 12 plus 12, that gives me 24. So 24 students voted for red. Let me check that one off. Now we're on to our last clue. Twice as many students who voted for red voted for blue. Well, I know that 24 students voted for red. So 24 plus 24. That gives me 48. So 48 students voted for blue. Wow, that's a lot of students. So I'm going to put 48 in my table, and I'm going to check that off. So I need to add the votes for green, yellow, red, and blue to find the total in all. So I have 6 plus 12 plus 24 plus 28. Now let's see what that gives us. I know that 6 and 12 is a total of 18. So I'm going to add 18 and 24. And I know that that's going to give me 42, and then now I'm going to add 48. 8 and 2 is 10. That would give me 90. So, how many students voted in all? 90 students. And that's an example of how you can make a table to solve a problem. Now let's try another one. Mr. Garcia gives music lessons to some students in Bree's school. The list at the right shows how many students take lessons. How many students in all take music lessons? Now, here's our list right here of the number of students that take each lesson. Now, what do I need to find? I need to find how many students take lessons. What information do I need to use? I need to use the clues in the chart. Oops, it's a good thing this is math and not spelling, huh? The clues in the chart. Now, how will I use this information? I will put the information in a table. Okay, so now we're going to record the steps we used to solve the problem. Now, I'm going to draw a table here the best I can. Remember, this is art class or math class, not art class. Okay, now let's look here. We've got the instruments of piano, guitar, violin, and flute. So I'm going to put a P for piano. I'm going to put a G for guitar. I'm going to put a V for violin. And I'm going to put an F for flute. Okay, now it shows here that 16 students take piano lessons. So I'm going to put a 16 here by the piano. Our next clue is that 4 fewer students take guitar lessons than piano lessons. 4 fewer students, so that means I need to do 16 minus 4 to find out how many take guitar lessons. And that would be 12. Our next clue says 4 fewer students take violin lessons than take guitar lessons. Well, since 12 take guitar lessons and 4 fewer students take violin lessons, that must mean 8 students take violin lessons. Now let's look at our last clue. 4 fewer students take flute lessons than violin lessons. Well, 8 students take violin lessons, and since 4 fewer students take flute lessons, that leaves us with 4 students that take flute lessons. Okay, my chart's filled in, but what did I need to find? Oh yeah, how many students take lessons? So now I'm going to need to add 16 piano lessons plus 12 guitar lessons plus 8 violin lessons plus 4 flute lessons. Now, when I add these up, I can see that 8 and 4 is going to be 12. And I know that 12 and 12 is 24. And so let's look at what 24 and 16 would be. 6 and 4 is 10. And then I've got 2, 3, 4. So that should give me 40 students in all take music lessons. Now it's your turn to try using this strategy of making a table on your own. If you need to come back and view the video, you can do that.